The things that God is going to be building in you for your business, for your life, are the things that will help you to nurture the things that God will commit into your hands. Some of you are going to be leader of 10. Some of you are going to be leader of 20. Some of you are going to be leader of 5. But the question is that, will you be a worthy leader or a leader of no balance? And that's why it's important we take advantage of what we are learning from this first service. And it's my prayer that it will bring forth good fruit in our lives in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. So the topic again says leadership by example. In the next slide, we have what's called the leadership mindset. And there are 4 leadership mindsets I'll quickly I'll talk about. Number 1 is innovation. Every leader that's going to bring forth results these last days, any leader that's going to bring forth transformation, whether in ministry or industry, must be innovative, must be a leader who can think creatively and be spontaneous to bring solutions on the spot. You can't just believe that this is the way you've been doing it. There is always a new way to do things. And that is why you must not hold yourself to what we call the fixed mindset. You must develop what we call the growth mindset. Ability for you to adapt, to change, to trainings. So as a leader that's going to be going forward, bringing solutions these last days, you must be innovative. Don't be complacent. Think of how you can keep bringing something new in the things you are doing. Number 2 mindset is service. Leadership is about service. It's more than the position or title. Gone are the days you begin to put in your name, we are this, I'm doctor, this. Oh, no. The question is that with the title you carry, do you have what qualifies it? Leadership is about service. So when you have the privilege to lead people, or you are privileged to be among people who are doing something great in the society, have this at the back of your mind. This is a privilege to serve. Who are you serving? You're going to get to know the course of this training, this class. You are called to serve. Take away that mindset, position. Take away that mindset, title. Those things doesn't make a good leader. You hear me often say that me being here is by privilege. So when you don't have that mindset inside of you that I'm called to serve, you begin to raise your shoulder. Just giving you mic to sing, you raise your shoulder. Just give you mic to lead 5-minute prayer, you lead. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Because such kind of fellow cannot go far. God will just give you 1 million like this. Everybody in your street will not have rest again. You just now manage to buy 1 Camry, Big Daddy. All the music in this world will be inside your car. You say we have arrived. You cannot go far. You just discover that that's the car you will drive till heaven end of the year comes. So every opportunity you have, think about it. It's about service. If this mindset is ingrained inside of you, heaven will be your limit. The 3rd mindset is influence, which I talked about last week. Leadership is about influencing people. So you are either influencing your followers positively or negatively. The question this morning is, who are you influencing? Is somebody getting impacted through your life? You might say you don't have anybody looking up to you. I told us last week that at your own level, there are people looking up to you. It might not make sense to you. There are people who watch the way you dress. There are people who study the way you talk. So you can't just behave anyhow. You can't just dress anyhow. You can't just talk anyhow. Before you leave your house in the morning, ask yourself, will a queen ever dress like this? Will a king ever dress like this? Imagine if I'm a president, will I appear like this? Will I talk like this? Will I get angry like this? No, because somebody is being influenced with your character. Number 4 is discipline. As a leader, it's important that you are disciplined. And it's often said that to whom much is given, much is expected. Leadership is not child's play. It is responsibility, but it requires discipline. You have to discipline your appetite for food, your appetite for things that takes away time, your appetite for play, for movies, all those things. You have to discipline yourself. I didn't go to work yesterday. I've been in my study room since about 11 thereabout, preparing this slide and all of that, till around, I just had a break around 8 to around 10, and I went back again. Till around 3-4 a.m. this morning. And I asked myself, hey, this thing is taxing me. Because that is what is required. You might feel that this thing I'm preparing for you might just be for 30 people here. But my spirit was telling me that a time will come, I'm going to be delivering this speech to 1,000, 5,000 people. So what I'm building, what took me 5-6 hours to build, is not for this church alone. A time will come, 5,000 people will be hearing the same thing. So it requires me to discipline my sleeping life. I can't sleep all the hours. So when I'm supposed to pray, I'll be sleeping, then I don't know where I'm going. So you choose between pleasure now or the pleasure that will come in tomorrow. You rather fulfill the pleasure of now and exchange it for the one that is coming tomorrow. The next slide. The question this morning is that, who are you leading? Ask somebody beside you, who are you leading? What's the person saying? Are you leading the tree? Who are you leading? It's a very critical question you need to answer. And the answer is in the next slide. These are the 3 things everybody needs to lead. You need to lead these 3 properly. Everybody needs to lead this set of people. Ensure you are writing up. You will not know the value of these things. Just give you 6 months when you are out of this church. You will know what you have missed. Number 1, you have to lead yourself. Your success as a leader in any field begins with leading yourself. You must first succeed before you can teach others. So if you say you want to lead, have you been able to lead yourself well? What have you actually succeeded in doing? What do you have result in doing? If I call you right now, what have you ever done in your life that have succeeded? If there's nothing yet, then you are not yet prepared to lead the next thing. There must be something in your life that you started, it survived and became a success. Are you following what I'm saying this morning? That is the first thing to lead. Lead yourself. Because they said charity begins at where? Oh, you are the home that the charity should begin with. You started a business of 30,000. Did the business die? The business is supposed to grow from 30 to 35,000, from 35,000 to 40,000, from 40,000 it can move to 100 depending on the profit you are engaging. So you were able to have confidence to stand in the public and say, oh, I started a business 30,000 naira, but now it has grown to 300,000. There's nobody that will not want to hear you. And that is why you have to first think of yourself before you think of your neighbor. What I mean is that think of developing yourself first. The second set of people you need to lead is to lead your world. Your world are those folks who look up to you as mentor. Don't be deceived. You're a mentor to someone. It might not make sense to you right now. You are a mentor to someone. Somebody's looking up to you at your own level. So you have to lead your own world. These are people, there might be 4 or 5 of them. Oftentimes you always say, auntie, oh, wow, you are good, you are good. Oh. He's saying something. That's it. That little girl is saying something about you. Lead that your world. Behave well to them. And the next word you need to lead is lead the world. Now the world, this is your global mission. These are people that in your whole life you may not meet them. You may not see them, but they'll be hearing you. They'll be reading your books. They'll be listening to your songs. They'll be buying your products. These are the people that God sometimes might not give you privilege to meet. Just for example, who can tell me what's the name of the founder of Facebook? Mike Zuckerberg. Have you met him? Oh, you are using his products. That is leading the world. Are you following what I'm saying right now? A time will come in your life, your product will have left the shore of Nigeria to nations of the world. Your music, your books would have left, your materials would have left nations of the world. So what he's saying is that you must have been able to build a lot of stamina that even when your product has reached the place where you cannot get to, then it's still speaking your name. I've told us many vehicles that we know today, from Ford to Mercedes, they are names of individuals. And these products are reaching the ends of the world. They are leading their own space. The question is that, have you been able to lead yourself? If you have not led yourself successfully, you cannot lead the world, talk less of the world. The next slide, which is important, is that there are 2 sides of life to everything. Everyone was once a follower before he became a leader. So leadership begins with followership. And I want to encourage younger generation of this our time. Be willing to follow through to break through. You have to follow through to break through. Don't be in haste to grow. Don't be in haste to blow. if you're in haste to blow, you'll be in haste to down. Because there's time for everybody to shine. I can bet you for that. Not money betting, no. I mean, I can bet you by the Spirit of the Lord. Everybody has his own time to shine. But you must have been able to ensure you have drawn enough that can give you stamina to stand in the face of trials, in the face of all manners of things that brings people down. Because until you pass the test of following, nobody will pass on the baton of leadership to you. Nobody will ever say, yeah, go and do that thing. The question is that, have you been a successful follower? The same way in your own business. There are some of you right now, you are employees. Some of you are sales girl. Some of you are sales boss. Some of you are this, you are that. Keep serving that your boss. Sometimes it might take you 5 years. Stay there. You are learning something. That thing may not make sense to you right now. A time will come. By the time you are leading your own space, whatever you have gathered will begin to pave way for you. And now that you're a leader, what are you going to do differently to impart your word? Or you just become that a positional leader? They are just there. Because there are different types of leadership. Maybe by next week or so, I'll tell you the types of leadership that we have. I think I should do that next week. There are positional leaders. They are just there. Nothing is coming out of them. May that not be your portion in the name of Jesus. The next slide, we talk about the stream of leadership. This is how leadership goes. This was stream. And this is how it goes. From leader to follower to the audience. Leadership is being responsible for showing others the way to greatness. That's leadership. Just like my job right now, I'm showing you the way to do things. There are people who constantly get inspired by the things we do here, and I see their life transforming gradually and gradually. That's what we call a leader. You must be responsible for showing people the way to greatness. So if you're a leader, all you do is to hoard your own secrets. You don't want them to know the way to grow. Then you are not a leader. The reason why you are called a leader is to show people the way to greatness. Are you following what I'm saying this morning? The same way in your business, have people you are training. We call them apprentices. If you have privilege to train people, train them to do things. It's to give you joy by the time they stand on their own and doing well. They will refer to you as their boss. Then the next thing is followers. Because for follower, that's where most of people have problems. Because at this level, they have to learn how to duplicate greatness. Remember the story of Elisha. Elisha saw his own father parting the Jordan. He allowed that memory to stick to himself. He stored that memory like a memory card. As when he was done receiving the mantle, he knew what the father did. When he got to the river, it's just called common sense. Take the same mantle and strike, and the weather will move. Is that right? He has just replicated the greatness that his father showed. As simple as that. But the reason why it worked for him, he had received an impartation that make it work. Other sons of prophet could have picked the same mantle and tried to part the sea. Sea will not part. So as followers, we prayed a prayer earlier that Lord help me to stay focused in learning from the leaders you have sent to me. Because the Bible says that for without a preacher, how shall they hear? How do you know? There are many things in our life that we don't even know. But by privilege of learning from leaders who has gone ahead of us, our lives and our journey become easier. Things you are supposed to do for 3 years, you can accomplish in 6 months because you are learning from somebody who has done it. So as a follower, your job is to learn how you can replicate greatness. But most importantly, as a follower, be willing to support the leader. There's a book I can recommend you to read, but I hope it will not affect your thinking pattern. It's called The 48 Laws of Power. Many of you have seen that book before. 48 Laws of Power. The first law in that book says what? That means you have not read it. If you have read it, you should know that the first law in that book says what?
Do not outshine the master.
Never outshine your leader. Such a very powerful law. If that law is embedded inside of you, I'm telling you, you're going to be the best celebrated follower on the earth. Your leader might be handicapped, but never in your mind ever think you will outshine your leader. Your leader might be 10 years younger than you. For as long as said is your leader, your job is to support him or her to succeed. Because your time will come for you to lead another space. And it's very simple. Galatians 6 and verse 7. Whatsoever a man sow, he will reap. It's a matter of time. If you have sown rebellion when you are following that leader, by the time you start leading your own space, your own rebellion will be multiplied and raised to power too. Yes, well, I have people at that around. Right now, they are struggling in ministry. They are struggling because when they were the troublemaker in the ministry. You think it's easy to do it? I go and start it now. You will know how it works. The same thing if you're in business too. You are the one who causes problem for your boss almost all the time. Your joy is not part of his own joy. He will let you go at a point. When you start your own, then you will know. Every seed you have sown, you will reap it. So it's better you don't. You rather be in support of your leader. The next one is audience, and that is those that are the receiving end. These people, they don't care. Like just we have in our church, there are people in this church, all they want to do is just hear and go, hear and go. Some of them, they don't even know whether what they receive is what they have, and they are gone. So that is how the leadership stream goes. What's important on the next slide, there are this unbeatable fact about leaders that everybody that wants to bring forth greatness must always duplicate in life. There's a list of them. Number one fact is time. Leaders are time managers. They are time managers. If you want your life to bring forth results, young people, average people, you must be a time manager. You have 24 hours that I have. What you do with your time determines what you get out of it. If you sleep all of your 24 hours, you get the results. So as a leader, manage your time well. They say there's Netflix, there's Showmax, there's Amazon. Oh, beautiful. You should always create time for what we call life and balance. You can't have time for watching a movie. But also have time where you develop yourself. You should not spend all of your life watching African magic, watching Netflix, spending times on things that will not bring impact on your life. Because it's a matter of time. By the time you check your age, you discover that it's not reducing, it's increasing. And if you now minus the time you have wasted in your life, discover that you have not achieved anything. You will not want to get to a bus stop and you are told that you are the wrong bus stop. Or you will get to the end of the ladder and you are told that your ladder is leaning on the wrong wall. Oh, come on. So you had better get it right from the beginning before you start climbing the ladder. Spend your 24 hours wisely. Time will not permit me. The next one is research. As leaders, you must be someone who keeps on learning. The book we gave to us, by next Sunday, the book will expire. Another book will be out. I'm sure by now some people have not even read the book. God is watching you. You are not helping me, you are developing yourself. You keep researching and keep building on yourself. Number 3 is people. Leaders, they are people managers. If you want to be a successful leader, you must be someone who knows how to manage people. Don't mismanage people. People are one of the most powerful resources we have on the earth. You have friends who are part of your business. Encourage them to do more. Don't abuse people. Don't treat people anyhow. Manage people well, no matter how little they look, no matter how irrelevant they look. They have values they add into your life. Number 4 is that they are go-getters. These people, leaders, they know how to get goals. They are running and achieving their goals. They cannot just sleep on what they have achieved yesterday. They are working on how to achieve more, how to work more, how to achieve more, how to work more. Are you following what I'm saying? The next one is that they are global thinkers. Leaders think beyond their immediate environment. They think beyond the borders. Whatever you are doing right now, be thinking of it on a global scale. Be thinking about it outside the shore of Nigeria. Have the global mindset in mind. Will this thing take me beyond Nigeria? Will I keep doing the same thing and keep doing the same thing? When will I take off from here to the next space? In case you don't know, there are people right now that they have even exploited the whole earth. Right now, where they exploit right now is the moon. Because they are thinking outside the box. And the next one is leverage. As a leader, which I've talked us about 2 weeks ago, you must be a leverager. If you know how to leverage, your speed will be unbeatable. Less run time is fast spent. It's very important. If you're going to be a good follower, this will be your measuring scale. It's called the leader's KPI. Key Performance Index. That's a KPI. See, these are 2 things that will describe you as a follower. And I get everyone to listen to this very, very well. These 2 things will describe you as a follower. Your commitment and your loyalty. See, you can be committed to a cause and not be loyal to that cause. And 2 of them goes hand in hand. Any leader that will emerge a good leader must pass the test of commitment and loyalty. In fact, more often than not, your loyalty must be 100%. You can't be loyal 99%, it will not pass. That means you must be committed to the work of your leader. You cannot be a member or a worker in this church and the things of this church does not matter to you. It's a matter of time. Things will show. Then if you are now among the leaders of the church, then your loyalty to the pastor of the church must be 100%. You should not be the one who is caught outside talking about the pastor. Or if you are a boss, or you are working with the boss and you are among the ones that are caught on the street, talking down your boss on the streets, you cannot go far. Loyalty will test. It's a test on everybody's life that is going on. It's a test on your life. I want to watch people who have been in a particular position for long. Why have they not changed? These are 2 KPIs that's kept them there. Their commitment and their loyalty. The question this morning is, are you loyal to the cause that you profess to belong to? You cannot be serving in a particular organization and the interest of the organization does not matter to you. The success of the organization does not matter to you. You cannot say you are committed to a family. How the family thrive does not make sense to you. See, it's a matter of time. We will be able to differentiate amongst those who are growing up and those who are growing down. But I'm trusting God for each of you. In your business, in any space God has put you, may your loyalty pave way for you in the name of Jesus. So what you need to do is that be loyal to every assignment that you are committed to. Because those who are loyal, they enjoy open doors to the inner court, to the inner chamber. Let's look at this also. I discovered that if you are loyal to a cause, this is what will happen. You see the flow of greatness. Look at the flow of greatness. From the ladder, from the downward, we see that service. And I need to let you know that, for example, in this church, you must identify what and who you are serving. I remember the first day I met my spiritual father in 2018 April at ShopRite by the leading of the Lord. As soon as the service ends, I walked to him. I said, the Lord led me to this church. Nobody brought me to the church anyway. I was led to the church. I said, the Lord led me here and he asked me to serve you and serve the church. I put the word the right way in the spirit. And the man said, how true is that? I said, that is what God asked me to do. He said, let's see how it goes. I remember April 2018. And it was not a joke. It didn't take me 2 months before everything changed. Because the service, the interest of the church was right in my heart. So I was willing to give my own time. I was not even paid. As a pastor, who's paying you? I fund myself for everything. But the service, what I want the church to do well was just right in my heart. So each time I appear, I said, we need to get this thing done. I walked to the pastor, I walked to the admin, I said, we can do this together, we can do it. And they said, okay, let's check. And things were moving. And I told us, I moved from just a visitor to become the second man in the church, where I met about 5 other pastors in the church. Older people who are about 15, 13, 20 years older than me. I jump them. Because service is a call. The next thing that happens is that reward. The reward I got is that this guy needs to come close to the set man. That's the reward. Because true service will bring you reward. In your own business, if you are not at the core of service, you can't get the reward. Neither will you get to the end of that cycle, which is called establishment. You will not be established. Nobody will lead you into your own space. Because service is at the core of everything that will ever be established. Are you following what I'm saying this morning? So every opportunity you have right now, see it as an opportunity to serve. That's what I'm saying. You see it as an opportunity to serve. Now, when you ask yourself, what does leadership by example mean? I'll run on this very quickly. It means being a role model and demonstrating the behaviors and qualities you want others to follow. That's what it means by leadership by example. Being a role model and demonstrating the behaviors and qualities you want others to follow. Are you a role model? In your own sphere, are you a role model? And are you really demonstrating the behavior and quality that others will follow? Can people meet you the way you have said you are? That's what makes you a true leader. Let's run quickly. There are 9 qualities of a good leader. That's where we're heading. Let's see if I can cover this in 20-25 minutes or less. Very quickly. The 9 qualities of a good leader. Number 1 is honesty and integrity. Honesty and integrity. As a leader, the music is not going. As a leader, you must be able to demonstrate honesty, transparency, and ethical behavior in all of your transactions. This is so important if you are ever going to emerge as a good leader. You must have values and principles that you upheld. And you must make integrity something that you cannot bend on. You can't bend on it. Let's have the next slide. You can't bend on integrity. When you say you are a person of integrity, it means that truly you are. If you tell somebody this thing is 10 naira, let them meet it that it's 10 naira. Are you following what I'm saying this morning? If this something is 30 naira, say it's 30 naira. Don't, nothing more. It might not make sense to you right now. But see, you are building yourself up for greatness. These are one of the missing links in our society today. People feel that they can take advantage of every opportunity. Listen to me, it's not every opportunity you can take advantage of. There are opportunities that if you take advantage of, it will rob you off of your greatness. It takes you off the path of goodness. So be a person of integrity. Can people trust you as a leader? Can we commit things into your hands? The next slide. I'd like you to take note of this. Never say what you don't mean. Say what you mean and mean what you say. That's a leader. Don't say, I did not mean what I said. Mean it. Every statement must be meant. And that's what makes you a good leader. Number 2 quality is staying updated. As a leader of this time, you have to show a commitment to personal and professional growth. You cannot afford to sit on the fence. Things are moving very fast. In your own business, you will know that it's not the same business as you think it used to be. So on the next slide. Because you cannot give what you don't have. It's impossible. You are not studious. You are not learning. Who is going to learn from you? The only thing you know are the things you learned 4 years ago. Oh, come on. How far can you lead people? You see, beloveds, You can change your life just by staying updated in the things happening in your industry. And you cannot afford to stay stale. I'm sure you know when something is stale. When you put the food in your mouth, no, it's not today's food. You cannot afford to be stale. Next slide. That's why you have to show commitment to personal and professional growth by continuously seeking knowledge, learning new skills, and staying updated on industry trends. Knowing the things that are happening so that you are not sidelined. Mike Zuckerberg has really duplicated what Twitter is already doing. That's why you can mention that word. The founder, or the owner rather, it's not the founder, the owner of Twitter, who is Elon Musk, and Mike Zuckerberg, who is the founder of Facebook, they are almost in clash because in less than 36 hours, Thread came out and over 300 million people subscribed to that platform. I moved there too. My business moved there too. So you need to stay updated on the things happening, or else you will just wake up because they have moved your business from Nigeria to Canada. And you think you are still doing business in Nigeria, forget it. You just discover you are making sales, money is not coming. They have carried your business away. You don't know. That's why that phone with you is not just for making call. You must know the happenings. You must stay updated. Not these news, they kill 4 people, 10 people yesterday. Those news don't come my way because they are not adding any value. They can emotionally drain people. So those news, by the Spirit of the Lord, I don't even watch them. I don't even see them. Talking about watching. I watch things that has impact on my life and destiny. I know what I'm saying this morning. So you have to stay updated on the things happening. Number 3, you have to embrace accountability. As a true leader, uphold yourself accountable for your actions and decisions. See, things are going to happen in such a way that will baffle people these last days. And the people that God Himself will be able to trust are people who will be accountable for the actions. There are times in your life you will fall into sin. You will know you fell. You don't blame anybody. Hold on. Let's have the next slide. Hold up to your actions. You don't blame devil. Devil is not the reason why you fell. You fell because you lost after that thing. You fell because you could not control your emotions. You fell because you could not quickly manage your appetite for food and whatever makes you fall. So immediately hold up. Don't start blaming and casting blame and said, you see, if you are not able to hold yourself up to your actions and decisions, you are not yet any leader. If there's anything that will make you a good leader, you will be accountable, both to yourself and to whoever you are reporting to. Particular leaders in this church, I should be able to call you and say, where were you 2 days ago? Because I know where I saw you. God will not help you. You will not lie. No, I was not you. You see. I saw one sister when we were in the former church. I saw the sister somewhere in Bogije Road. The sister told us that she traveled. I didn't call her. And I said, sister, how are you now? How is your journey? She said, she's fine. I said, are you back? I said, Pastor, I'm not back. I said, really? I said, are you twins? She said, no, Pastor, I'm not twins. I told you, I'm not. I said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm still in this place. Oh, wow, the Lord be with you. I saw somebody who looks like you around this place. Are you sure you're not twins? I said, that's okay, no problem. And I let her. You have to be accountable to your actions and decisions. That things will not happen is a lie. Things will happen to you. Things will happen on your way up. But stop blaming people. Stop blaming your parents. The reason why you are poor is not the reason. It's not because you were born into a poor family. I was born into a poor family. I chose my destiny by telling myself I will be rich out of the poverty. So I am not blaming anybody for where I was. I chose a new path and the path of greatness. So stop blaming people for where you are. You are the reason why you are where you are. If you hold up to your own life, I'm telling you, your life will bring forth fruits such that people will be asking you, how come you got this harvest? The next slide, we need to read that, but time is fast spent. Let's go to number 4. Effective communication. As a leader, you have to be an effective communicator. Be someone who communicates your goals. Communicate the things you want to do. The Next slide. As a leader, never assume that you know, or they know, or they will know. I've taught us in this church that assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. Whatever you are doing, don't ever think that the people will know. Oh, I thought they should have known. No. If I'm giving anybody any assignment on this altar, I tell them ahead of time. I won't say, I expect him to have known that he's going to do it. No. The same way, as a leader, don't assume. Assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. Wake up from assumption and follow it through life. Look at these tips for communication. Next slide. I'd like you to write this down. Number one is for you to communicate your plans. You have to set goals. Someone say set goals. Set goals. State the things you want to do. Just like I told us this story, between July and September, our attendance will grow to 150 at each of the services. That's a clear goal. Last Sunday was the first time in our church we grew to 70 something plus, 76 or 5 in attendance. So we can double that attendance, and going forward that it will become a stable attendance every Sunday. I'm going to believe that is possible. That's a clear goal. And that's why I said everybody as you come to church, come with at least one person. By September 2023, our attendance at each of the services will be 150 people seated. As simple as that. That's a clear goal. So you can also practice that in whatever you are doing. Don't assume people will know. The next thing, communicate it, let them know. You see on the platform, I kept measuring it. Because I want you to get inside of you so that you will not say we did not know. We know how did it come by. Number 3, set a KPI. What will be the key performance index? Whoever does this and does that, let them know that something is going to happen. And the first thing is that appraise people. Let them have reward for whatever they are doing. Just like on Sunday, all the workers got 1,000 naira. Abi, smile now. All right, so it's important that as a leader, open the lines of communication. Whatever you are doing, you have people who are working with you. Don't be an island. Let people flow with you. It's going to make you one of the best leaders. Number 5, let's run. Show respect and empathy. As a leader, show respect and empathy. Treat others with respect, empathy, and kindness. Because the next slide, the success of your team players should be of utmost interest to you. So as a leader, respect people you have around you. You're a boss and you have people who are learning how to do the things you are doing. Don't treat them anyhow. You have a housemaid, don't treat them anyhow. Everybody must be respected in their own class. Because when they are fully respected and let them know that they have a class they hold, I'm telling you, they will be at their best. I don't like people feel pitied, like a slave. Like, no, I don't. I love to keep my communication open to everybody around me. Because by doing this, I'll be able to get into the depth of the skill and expertise in them. And it has really made me to scale the many things I do. It helped me to scale very, very fast. Because the things I'm supposed to bother myself of, I know this person has the capacity. Let me just hand over to her. And I move on. But when you are such a leader, you hold things, you keep it to yourself. No. I'm telling you, you won't be able to. So respect them. Their views should matter to you. Their contribution should matter to you. It will help you to go far. Next slide. Treat others with respect. Value their perspective, value their input. When you do this, it will help them to cultivate the culture of mutual respect and understanding. Number 6, demonstrate commitment and a work ethic. As a leader, it's important you should be committed to the work before you begin to get other people to get committed. Are you following what I'm saying? You be committed first. Be dedicated, be passionate about it. There are some leaders, they are not as passionate as the person who is following them. They believe that the person doing the work should be the one to carry everything on their heads. No, you should carry your load on your head and ask other people to follow you. Because whatever you are not committed to, is on the next slide, it will be impossible to secure anyone's commitment. My wife said through the grace of God, he said, it's the way you are jeering people that is causing things to. I said, no, because me, I know what I heard. I know the assignment God's given to me. So it must be more on me so that I can drive people. And not everybody can drive at the same speed I'm driving. But there are some persons that they have the same capacity. They can drive. So your commitment begins with you as a leader. In your business, show the commitment you want others to emulate. You should not tell them to come by 9 and you are coming at 12. Except for the reasons which are reasonable. Whatever you want them to duplicate, replicate them. And I'm telling you, it will bring such a good result to you. Number 7, collaborate and encourage teamwork. This is so important. Collaborate and encourage teamwork. Foster a collaborative environment by actively involving team members. Encourage people to work together. The same way in this church, we encourage people to work together. Don't see yourself as an island of anything. Whatever you know today is a privilege. Somebody else can get to know it tomorrow through other means. So when people work together, the work moves faster and get quicker results. The next slide, because no one is an island of anything. And the way to grow is to work with others. I put this down, it's on the next slide. And you'll agree with me that nothing grows on its own. Am I right? Nothing grows on it. Look at the screen. Fruit grows on where? On the tree. Fishes lives in the what? In the water. The seed depends on the soil. Even we as men, we thrive through God. So nothing grows on its own. The seed should have said, no, leave me alone. I will produce myself. Go and grow by yourself. Put the seed on your shelf. It will remain a seed. So the seed needs the soil to produce. So also you need someone in your life to bring forth your own destiny. So if you now feel that you can achieve things on your own, then I can tell you, you will achieve things. But the magnitude of your result will be limited. You discover that you are making effort, but the effort is not enough. And that is why you must learn to work with people. Don't be an island on your own. You'll get on your own result. Number 8, second to the last. As a leader, you must be result oriented. Focus on achieving results and meeting goals. As a business person, this is July. Set a goal for yourself for the third quarter. What are you going to achieve in sales? What are you going to achieve in sales? Don't just be going to market and be coming and be going. No, sit down. This third quarter, I should be able to grow my business from 30,000 to 60,000. Then you walk towards it. If you need people you need to get in touch with them. Drive yourself until that goal is fulfilled. I'm telling you, when that goal becomes fulfilled, you will see how happier you feel. And don't be someone who communicates the goal. Let's have the next slide. Don't be the one who passes on the goal. Be the one who is also driving the goal. Because as a leader, your principal aim should be how to achieve the goals before you and get results. So in my head right now, I'm praying and thinking, how are we going to achieve the 150 audience by September 2023? And the work is that we need to intensify our evangelism. Intensify some other programs that the Lord will lead us to do. And all of that. So that's my job. So my job is to keep rolling out the plans and ways by which this can be achieved. You can replicate this in your business. Let's rush because of our time. The last one. Recognize and appreciate others. It's so important. As a leader, you must recognize and appreciate others for every good work. In your own level, there are people who are doing a lot for you. There are people who are sacrificing a lot for you. Don't undermine their efforts. Don't undermine their inputs. The next slide, please. Because no input is irrelevant. Every effort must be recognized and appreciated. Sometimes it might just be a little wrap of sweets. Give them. Say, I appreciate you for this thing you do. It might just be a warm welcome, a warm thank you. It does a lot. You might not know what he's doing, but the more that person feels appreciated and worthy of what he's doing, the more the person keeps giving out. And that's why don't undermine the input of anyone in your life. Don't undermine the input of anybody around you. As little as our contributions is making your life better. It might not make sense, but you will know when it makes sense by that. When that particular input is withdrawn, then you will know the value of that thing you have. There wouldn't have been better for you to keep appreciating it, because it is what you appreciate that grows. What you don't appreciate continues to depreciate in color, in value, and in shape. So as we round up, let's read the last slide and we'll wrap up. And the choir will get set to sing that 4 minutes to wrap up, please. Acknowledge and appreciate the efforts and achievement of your team members. Celebrate successes. Provide recognition and reward outstanding performance. At your level, do this. And if you constantly keep your heart and mind towards this goal, I'm telling you, you discover that that business will just be looking like, when did I start it? 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 When did this thing work? There's a brother in our organization. When we started the company, he's been with me and we joined together. And just about almost last month ago, we gave him a plot of land. Everything was funded. And I said, brother, the next thing we're going to get from the company, we're going to get you a car. He said that my wife has dreamt about it. Because I can beat my chest for his loyalty. I can beat my chest for his commitment. And that's so important. So I just imagine, said, since we have given him that particular thing, he's been doing more than he used to do before. You can scale whatever you're doing just by recognizing the input of people. I often tell people, young people, newly married, people going to marriage, don't undermine the input of anybody around you. Once you begin to say it does not matter, I'm telling you, then you know that it matters by the time it's withdrawn from you. You will know, because a tree does not make a forest. But when that effort is appreciated continuously, it continues to bring forward more result. I'd like you to bow your head and ask God, this third quarter, my business, my life must take a new turn. As I apply these principles to my life, my business is taking a new turn. It's turning around, it's bringing forth a better result. You may be an employee right now, but if you will apply this principle to your life as an employee, wow, your employer will prefer you than any other person. Forget the fact that they say you are closer to the person. That's not a business. The fact that you are doing much than you are paid. You watch what is going to happen. If someone else is employed, it will be difficult for them to find your replacement, because they're like, you, oh come on, no, this person is doing his best. No matter the amount you are being paid, give it your best shots. Like I talked on Wednesday, don't put the reward before your skill. Display your competence. Display your expertise. Let them know that this is what you are capable of. Then put forward your reward. You will not be ignored. But you're the kind of person that you always put your reward first. This is the amount I want to be paid. And after being paid the amount, you now begin to fold their hands like they used to say. What will become of you? I'd like you to begin to pray. Father, this third quarter, my business is changing, it's turning around. In the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father.